is it, team, guys. We are so excited because it's all about you to rise up your business. We are so excited to launch this incredible recorded video from Believe This Is It convention, just recently recorded in Orlando, Florida. This is a game changer for your whole organization.
And we want you to invite you to the next convention, which is called Rise Up. This is it, virtual convention being broadcasted live from Las Vegas, January 10th through the 11th. Guys, we've shot this video with very influential doctors that are on the This Is It team to help you raise up the belief level that you have with this X39 wearable device. We're looking forward to having you listen and see how these doctors at very first were skeptical on how this X39 works, but after they did their research, after they actually had some of their patients coming in with life-changing results from the X39, they are confident that this is one of the biggest breakthroughs in medicine they've ever seen.
1, 2, 3.
You guys are absolutely amazing. Number one team in the world. Number one team in the world.
Give up a hand for these doctors to share with every one of us. And our goal for this panel is to raise all of our belief level on the X39. Not like we don't have enough belief on the X39, but we want to hear more, don't we? Yeah. I mean, and these guys are willing to share, and I just love the fact that they're volunteering. They're all experts in their field, and they're incredible. So we're excited to be sharing with every one of you tonight what this X39 technology, this wearable device is doing for people and why. So we're going to start with Dr. David Jane, who's an MD. Welcome this evening, Dr. David Jane.
Thanks, Steve.
Right?
It's a pleasure being here.
Where are you from, by the way?
Edmond, Oklahoma.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your practice, Dr. Jane?
I've been practicing over 30 years. I've been trained in family practice, but I do a lot of out-of-the-box things, acupuncture, hormone therapy, etc., aesthetic procedures. I have more of an open mind than most of my compatriots. Probably doesn't apply to anyone up here.
I'm sure it does.
So my practice is eclectic.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit if you were skeptical. We want to hear if you were skeptical when you heard about this technology.
Well, when I had a patient walk in and hand me a sleeve of patches and said, you have to use these and you have to use them in your patients. And it's a patient I've taken care of for a very long time. So I thought, well, what is it first? So I looked at the information, and I'm sorry, but that little tiny patch, I don't know what percentage of my body surface area it is, but it's 0.000 some percent. And I read, well, it reflects the infrared energy we emit back into us, and then it has your body do these things. And I thought, well, there's no way it could hurt me. That energy was just in my body a few seconds ago or a few nanoseconds ago, and it's going back in, and he just handed me a month's worth of patches. Why not? Right? And I do acupuncture, which this is really based off of. All those points on your body are very powerful. And the Chinese have used needles and heat and several different ways to stimulate them. This is just another way. But I didn't understand until I got into it how it all works. But I can tell you one thing, it works.
Wow. All right. We got Dr. Jen O'Sullivan here, a naturopath. And I'm going to ask her, what would you say to someone who claims X39 has just got a placebo effect? As a doctor.
Yeah.
We want to hear that from a doctor.
It's an interesting thing because a lot of doctors say that. Oh, it's just placebo. It's all in your head. Well, we've got a 96% effective rate, and I've found in my own clientele that when I have somebody that's not seeing results, it's because they're doing it wrong, you know? they're not hydrating. We just work with them, and then they see results. And there's nothing on the planet like this. Nothing. Nobody has anything like this. And so when we get that patch on them, it works, right? And this is it, literally. It's the thing that has completely reshaped my entire practice.
Now, through lab work, you do lab work at your practice? Okay, tell us through lab work what you've seen results with the X39.
It's varied. I mean, everyone is different, and it's exciting. Because when we start to see people have things happen that other doctors will say, it's impossible. I've actually had some of my clients say that their different doctor that they went to see would say, we messed up on the labs before. Well, labs don't lie. So if the labs before were bad and the labs now are good and all they changed was a patch, then of course it's working.
Wow. Thank you. Again, this is incredible. We're hearing from doctors telling all of us what they are seeing. So we got Dr. Larry Presant. Where are you from again, Dr. Presant?
I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Thanks for being here. Scottsdale, Arizona, all right? So, Dr. Presant, tell us how many years you've been in practice, and were you skeptical when you first heard of this technology?
Well, I've been in practice for over 40 years, and I was very skeptical when I first heard about it.
Okay, and what changed? What was kind of over a weekend? Basically, Dr. Presant and I have been friends for about 28 years. He's a vascular surgeon. Dean has been a flight attendant. He's been going to him for her veins for years since she was in her 20s. So we have a relationship with Dr. Presant and his wife Leslie, which is a very important thing that starts the process to get to sponsor a doctor. Usually you have to have a friendship most of the time, or a cousin or a brother or some relative, but that's very important. But even though we were friends, he was still skeptical. Tell us what happened and what changed your mind.
Well, I was so skeptical, I just said absolutely no right off the bat. And because of our long history with Steve and Gina and the amount of trust we had in them as people, I decided to do some research. So I delved into tons of research, and I would email copies of the articles to Steve, and Steve replied back, thanks very much, but all these articles are on the website. You could have gone just there. But I've been using light-based therapy in my practice, doing some aesthetic and anti-inflammatory procedures for almost 20 years. And so I knew all about the effectiveness of near-infrared light. I knew about the therapeutic window, and I knew how good it was to help the body heal itself. What I couldn't wrap my head around was how you could shrink it into a little patch. So I said, I'll try it for a month. And after 2 weeks, I decided we're all in.
2 weeks. So, wasn't no perfect call. He was skeptical. So when people say they're skeptical, we're hearing that across the board of doctors saying they're skeptical. It's just a matter of teaching what we talked as far as revisit and follow up with the doctors, just like you do with any prospect. You follow up, and sooner or later, they're going to see what you see. It's just a matter of time as they go through the process of doing their research. So we've got Dr. Tony Smith. All right, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you.